This is a scenario when that was the overriding factor of something that went very wrong. And I'd love to get your opinion. There are a handful of business owners that are listening to this that are like, yeah, why do I want to pay my lawyer? What he did, he had a thriving business that he owned 50% of. The two partners decided to sell the company to a large New Jersey generic drug company. And he needed to hire outside counsel. But the outside counsel was like the typical lawyer fee from $400 to $600 to $1,000 an hour. And he thought, I'm not going to spend $30,000 to $50,000 of this deal on lawyer fees. And so he went to the opposing lawyer and said, would you also represent me? They're already paying for it. And he said, I will, and I won't charge you extra money for it, but you can't call me your lawyer. I'll just give you the advice. Doesn't seem very ethical, but it was done. That sell has been in court for 10 straight years at the federal, beyond the district level, gone all the way through there because it's New Jersey and California. And I think now the buyer from this deal is just trying to wait it out till this person dies. And it's horribly sad to watch, but there's nothing he can do about it at all. He went really wrong, did he? And how do we avoid this in the future?
When you're choosing any professional, talk to people. I don't discount the value of a dollar to anybody, but talk about value. Be concerned with value, not with pure dollars and cents. Because at the end of the day, if you don't use either the right lawyer or you don't use a lawyer, this is what can happen when there's a disagreement. My goal is always to protect my client's interest, to make sure at the end of the day, what they walk away with is what they thought they were going to walk away with. And that's protected. Okay. Any good lawyer, any good M&A lawyer, any good business lawyer will have the same goal in mind. It's protect their client, make sure everybody understands, and you have a roadmap. Hopefully you'll never have to look at it again. Okay. You made the deal, you're done, you closed, you walk away. Thank you so much. Good doing business with you. But the best way to avoid that is to have it documented correctly and accurately. And don't get caught up with the dollars and cents completely. I always remember looking to buy a car when my wife and I were looking to buy a car. And I had someone in the business network group that didn't have the dealership, but every time we went to the deals to look at a particular car, I felt like I was getting ripped off. And he said to me, it was a great piece of advice. He said, Norman, look for a dealer that has a reputation that if something goes wrong with the car, they are there to help you get it resolved with the manufacturer. If the price is a little higher than you want, if it's within a few dollars, a little bit more than you want, don't get caught up on that. Because when the big problems happen, you want the right person in place for you. And that's what the business owner should do as well. It doesn't mean you discount it and say, oh my God, I paid so much dollars for a small deal. It overwhelmed me. I had no money left. That shouldn't happen. Okay. There should be some relationship potentially. And you can't always tell a relationship because sometimes a small deal can be as complicated as a large one. But you want someone who's experienced and knows what they're looking at, understands the process, and knows what protections. And by the way, will explain the document to you so you fully understand what you're entering into and what the concerns are and what the risks are. In any deal, there's risks. Businessmen take risks every day, whether it's hiring somebody new line of business, whatever it is.